Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week, before we get into that, should I say, I just want to say, for those of you that gave me time and space just to live my life and do what I needed to do, thank you so much for allowing me the small break. For those of you that reached out, thank you so much for making sure that I was all right. It really does mean a lot. And with that said, let's get into it for this week. So another week where you have the Empress as your key to the week. I actually really like this for you, and the reason I say this is because Gemini seems to be going through this massive change of who they are, how they are showing up in the world, and the Empress ultimately is an image change. Now, when I say an image change, yes, this could be physically, absolutely, totally possible. New hair, new clothes, got your hair did, you know, all of that stuff, absolutely. But the beauty of this, really, for me, is that there is a shift taking place on the fertile soil of your being. So there is something about you that's shifting or changing, going in new directions, and you're presenting yourself to not only the world, but your world in some new way. And I love this, right? The Empress is all about tapping into the fruitful, fertile soil of the world, life, your own innate energies and powers, and discovering something new, right? It's a very sensual card. It's very juicy. It's very energetic as well. So I love the Empress. And it's also, this could be a great week for your money, your your money, your resources and your abundance. So fantastic stuff. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Hermit card. So whatever you are working on at the moment, whatever this image change is, it's not quite ready for public consumption as yet. And that's all right. Anything that is worth doing or worth having takes time to sow and grow, right? So this is the whole point behind it. The other thing with the Hermit card, this sees you searching or really deeply looking into an aspect of yourself, right? The Hermit card, yes, it can be about aloneness or being lonely, etc., or withdrawing from the world, but there's usually always a purpose behind it. And because you've got the Hermit card as your actions and options, this is you taking it upon yourself to withdraw from the world. So at the moment, you're definitely in your chrysalis phase, right? This is you sort of retreating into yourself, gathering new knowledge, new information, really doing the due diligence about what it is that you're trying to do or to grow or to get out into the world in line with this new self that you're birthing. I love it. It's a lot of earth energy because the Empress is Taurus. I mean, it's Venus technically, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I like that Hermit card, especially because the Hermit card is Virgo ruled, and you and Virgo actually share a ruler, right? So Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. So nice, really nice. Ooh, in your communications and conversations, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So lots of talks about money, resources and finances. A lot of considerations about where you live at this moment in time. It looks like a lot of you are really thinking about the place that you live in. Is it supportive to what you're trying to do? Does it allow you to enhance the growth that is taking place? Or have you outgrown the area that you live in? And for some of you, this looks like you're really doing that sort of deep look, that deep dive. Like, is this actually me? Does this place really support, you know, what I'm trying to do? Is the community or the area isolating or nourishing to me, right? And it's going to be one or the other, right? For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I really like this because you're now seeing the result. So whatever you've done, whether this is your dissertation, whether it's your exams, whether it's your GCSEs, your A-levels, O-levels, we don't have O-levels anymore, but whatever it is that you do, okay? Like this, you've done enough. That much I can definitely tell you. You've got the Hermit card, the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles. For those of you that have been studying, for those of you that are nearing times of completion of school or waiting for exam results, you have done very, very well. And why? Because you put the work in, quite frankly. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, you are quids in this week, right? The finances, the resources are there. But I will say for some of you, it's kind of like bittersweet, because I almost feel like it's like, well, I put the effing work in, so I better be getting that money. I kind of don't feel that this is as much about enjoyment as it is give me my damn money so I can go home and rest, which is funny. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, or people that work for themselves, I love this. Whatever client, product, service, thing that you have been quietly cultivating and working hard on, this could be a week where you start to see the results. This could be where you start to get those big sort of sales come in. I love this for you. I really, really like it. And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, specifically for those of you that are homeowners, if you're having your home valued this week, be prepared for a shock. I think, you know, yes, house prices are up and all the rest of it wherever we are, but I really feel like you'll be very pleasantly surprised this week. And, you know, on a more sort of really mundane, practical level, it looks like a lot of you are working on your gardens, you know, the external aspect of your homes, or at least some of you are calling in a contractor of some kind to work on the external part of your house. For your heart and half, your love and relations, you've got the Fool card. Okay, so for those of you that are single, yes, this is definitely potential to be meeting someone. If I had to give you characteristics of this person, I'm going to straight up tell you they're likely to be older than they are, older than they look. So this could be somebody that's aged really well, you know, somebody that's got like, I mean, if you're asking me, I love me a little bit of salt and pepper. I like my meat seasoned, if you catch my drift. All jokes aside, the reason I say that this person is likely to be older is because you've got the Hermit, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, and then you've got the Empress with the Fool card. So you're meeting somebody new. Because the Empress is there colouring the Fool, this is somebody that looks like whoever or whatever shows up as the Empress is usually very easy on the eyes. Because the Fool card is here and it has a very youthful energy about it, this is somebody who doesn't look their age. Like they, you know, they look damn good for the age that they are. So you might be pleasantly surprised. A bit like you, Geminis tend to age very, very well. I think Geminis, Virgos, a lot of Capricorns, or people that have very interesting Saturn placements, and it tends to be that they age backwards. So like as younger people, they look sort of like really old for their age, or they dress really old, and then as they get older they look younger and they dress younger. It's just a really interesting observation. But yeah, Geminis, maybe you're meeting a fellow Gemini, or maybe you're meeting a Virgo, because they tend to, like I say, out of the zodiac, you guys tend to age the best. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, straight up, I'm telling you, your partner is going to give you a gift this week. There is some sort of surprise, whether this is money, whether it's a gift, whether it's a physical item. It will be a very pleasant surprise, and I think it may also potentially reduce some of you to tears, because whatever it is they're giving you, it really shows that they know you. Like, you know, and so it doesn't have to be really expensive. It's just, maybe it's something that you've said for ages that you really want, or maybe it's something that they buy you, but it's a specific color that only you sort of ever really talk about, or whatever. It's like whatever they give you will be a really big surprise, but it will be something that is truly, you know, it's really in line with who you actually are. And then finally, you have the Chariot card for your money and materials. whatever you're working on in terms of your work, whatever you're applying for those of you that are applying for jobs, etc., the money looks good this week. The finances are really looking very strong. The Chariot card does suggest that money, like for those of you as well that have been, you know, slogging, and maybe this is why it looks like you've been working really hard on something and there haven't been that many results, and then all of a sudden it all starts to show up really quickly at once, and you're like, okay, well, what was I doing wrong before? Nothing. Everything in life, everything, and it's taken me a long time to learn this, everything in life truly is about timing. For your physical health and vitality this week, if you are having any problems, and I say this because you've got a double dose of this energy technically, right? You've got the Hermit card in your actions and options, that's your digestive system. The Chariot card ruled by Cancer and therefore your stomach. This week you could overindulge on food, on certain rich foods, maybe that you know, like I know I'm not supposed to have too much dairy food, but unfortunately I can't help myself, I love it. So, you know, I always pay the price for it with a runny nose, or you know, my asthma tends to flare up because yeah, anyway, enough about that, you get my point. You got to watch out for your stomach this week when it comes to health, and it likely will be because you're overindulging. All right, but with a week like this, if you can't overindulge, you know, what can you do? When it comes to your home and environment, I mean, this, you've got the Chariot card next to the Fool card, which is travel. But the weird thing is, I don't feel like it's you doing the traveling. I feel like this is someone coming to you, or this could also be a spontaneous gathering of some sort that maybe if you're partnered, a significant other, you know, invites you, or maybe your friends call you up and say, oh, by the way, we're all coming round to yours that, you know, at the weekend, you know, get the barbecue on. So all in all, it could be a really great week. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Interestingly enough, as well, as I come to look at this, it looks like there's going to be something taking place on the wider world stage about travel. And I think this is going to be the breaking down of, or the removal of, a border of some kind. So I'm intrigued by this, and the reason I always pay attention to world event messages in Gemini is because obviously your sign rules the media. So I'll be intrigued to see how this plays out. With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.